God, Justice, and Freedom. Number 145, March 22, 2015. Communion. Dear Father, thank you for another day. Thank you for spring. Thank you for my family and friends. I cannot thank you enough for your shelter for us and your provision. You are amazing, Father, and worthy to be praised. Yesterday, March 21st, marked 7 years from the date of my last recorded, official, hard stop. It occurred during a workday, right in front of clients and co-workers. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was a beautiful Good Friday in 2008. I had been very depressed, as my heart had been increasingly problematic and I was exhausted most weeks. Just 1 week prior to this day, I had gone to seek a modest means attorney at Legal Aid to help Mike and my son Chance back from my ex, who never returned him to me and now lived in Washington State. My heart was so broken and grieved to know that there was no way I could fight the injustice. Even with full legal custody, I had no legal advocate. There was suddenly no record of the county's involvement, a stipulation to my son's return date, so my ex just simply kept him. I was so upset. I had been deceived. I was so physically ill and exhausted. I could barely take care of the two I had. The legal aid group for the county said, "Erin, your case is very complex. We could help several women and their children with the time spent trying to help you and your one child. Please understand, we feel bad for you. Too bad you weren't working and could quickly go to law school." I was devastated. I did everything I was told to do. I obeyed the law and was mindful of all the court's orders. Yet in the end, the favor went to the lawbreaker, and I was left defenseless. Good Friday, March 21st. I had received the call earlier that morning. I excused myself for 45 minutes and went for a short drive. I went to Aubrey Butte, near the home in which the children and I called Heaven House. It was a beautiful home. We were happy and felt safe there. As the storms pounded us, I could no longer remain there. I simply had no means to live. There was no justification for me, being poor, to live amongst the rich. I felt like an imposter. Anyway, I took a drive high up on the butte. It was a beautiful day. I looked out over the valley and counted the 7 peaks on the horizon and I cried, "God, walking up here, I have never felt closer to you. Oh, how I wish you would speak to me and deliver my son home to me. Lord, grant us this safe place again, near your altar. Heal us, and remove my enemies from our lives. Please vindicate me, Father, for I love you with my whole heart." This was not the exact prayer, but very close. I quickly drove back to the office. I collected myself and went back to finishing my project. Clients were arriving about 2:30 p.m. At around 2 o'clock, my boss Patty told me to run and grab a quick bite to make sure I had fuel for my presentation. I went next door, grabbed a slice of pizza from Pizzicato, and brought it back to my desk. I had wanted to fast on Good Friday, but today my brain felt foggy and I felt mentally weak. I prepared the conference area for our meeting. We sat down to meet our clients, the builder, and the architect. I had worked hard on this project, so I kept my personal pain hidden and went into performance mode. At a little after 3 p.m. I stood up to talk and point, and the last thing I remember were the faces of paramedics working on me. I remember the ambulance. I remember the words, "She's lucky." My boss phoned some of my friends to pick up my kids, and that was that. What a day 7 years ago. Now, here I am. Father, thank you. Thank you. All of my children are now here with me. Their hearts are good and we are together. Over and over again through these trials, you reminded me in Isaiah 49 hours 25 minutes, "For I will contend with the one who contends with you, and I will save your sons." Dear Father, I say to you now, please keep us safe from harm. Please do not forget your promises. You removed us on August 23, 2014. Just as you stated, this was our release date, but our exodus from our enemies would be this month of March. Unless I have the wrong year, which is possible, or the 25th of the first month is another day or year, I know not. All I can do is give all thanks to you, for you are mighty to save and worthy of all of our love. May my heart be your plunder. I thank you for these 7 years. They were by far the most painful. They cost me everything and almost my life, but you, Father, have met me in this 7th year of my journey. You have fulfilled prophecies or promises in my own life. Isaiah 43:6 was fulfilled in August 2014. The impossible happened. We were removed from the desert. Our enemies have continued to pursue us. They have chased us down, but their chasing left them tired. Another battle remains this week. Lord, continue to fight on our behalf. You have provided thus far, and now I have a strong advocate. Thank you. Thank you. Erin, come up. I was up on God's mountain. It was beautiful. There was an amazing fragrance in the air. I took a deep breath. This rare heavenly air filled my lungs, and I felt the bronchioles, air passages, being filled in my chest. I felt a warmth go into my body. It felt like healing was happening to me even as I write. I could breathe. I was facing the forestry board in front of the golden door. There on the board were again 2 charms, a small gold dove and a scepter. The scepter had a sapphire, a ruby, and an emerald set into the top of it. It was beautiful. I picked it up and held it in my hand. It went into my skin. I then picked up the dove, along with a note. You are free. Live free. Die free. Me, Father, am I to die here before you come? I quickly took the key out of my pocket and unlocked the gold door. The door opened. The light was so bright I could not behold it. I felt the angel usher me in and I fell to my knees. I rubbed my eyes and kept my head bowed. The angel rubbed salve into my eyes. There I could see the courtroom outskirts, but I was still unable to see close to the throne. I heard the sound of shackles, and feet shuffling. I heard an angel make pronouncements from a scroll, as if it were a recital of a court docket for the day. I heard my name, and I heard moaning coming from those in shackles. I still couldn't see as clearly as I had hoped, but I had the idea. As the angel read the name of each person going before God, they immediately dropped to their knees. Whether they had wanted to or not, their tongues confessed to the glory of God. I must admit it was terrifying, but somewhat humorous, to see angry, bitter people being controlled by their own tongues. They were in the presence of God in His courts. Every cell in their bodies knew the glory of God. Their own prideful knees had no choice but to drop, and their very tongue and lips confessed to His greatness. I saw prideful lips subject to a humble tongue. The head of a prideful man is the last to come to the realization of just who God is. It made me laugh, yet I felt bad for God, as they never really cared to know just how wonderful He is. He was their Creator, and they still gave no glory to Him. The confessions were so troubling. I saw saints, who work in the courts of God, bring forth evidence, and I saw family members weep. Very few of these people in shackles humbled themselves on their own. After each of them heard their own tongues confess their sins to God, then I heard some thrashing about, and others crying and begging for God's mercy. Tears streamed down my cheeks as I heard confessions. These were my accusers. Many of these people I didn't even recognize. Many I did. It was freeing to me, as things I had suspected, but could never prove, were spoken and confessed before God and me. There was so much, and there were so many. I was becoming exhausted. The angel came over to me with a cup of water. I was thirsty, so I drank it. I felt refreshed. Me, thank you. It will take days to get through this. It is hard to hear. I have questions. Angel, Erin, then ask God. He loves you and he is faithful. Me, but he is in court. Angel, ask. Me, God, I need you. Instantly, all those in shackles were gone. God, Erin, this is a glorious day for you, is it not? Me, yes, Father. It is a long time coming, and I longed for your courts. You are a God of fair justice. You are my just Father. God, Erin, you please me. Now, your questions. Me, my release from the desert was August 23, 2014. You told me in May 2014 that this would be my day and all of my children would be with me. This came to pass, just as you said. Thank you. Something Jesus told me that I don't understand. What is this? He told me my exodus is in March. Which year? God, Erin, you are narrow in my quiver. You are acting like a ball of clay with a tongue. You are to be like Jehoshaphat, who listened to God speak. Do not be afraid or discouraged because of this vast army. This is not your battle. Are you to fight, and serve me up the victory? Do I not have the ability to serve justice to your enemies? Can I not send armies of angels to help me? I was trembling. Forgive me, Father, for being so bold. God, Erin, be bold when bold is necessary. You have come boldly before me in honesty. I will deliver you from your enemies. But when did I require anything from you, but your heart, your love? Me, you didn't. God, then very well, when did I appoint you warrior to fight these battles? Or benefactor to cover the costs? Did I, God, the creator of heaven and earth, send alone, injured, seasoned women out to battle Goliath with no stones? Who am I? He began a thunderous laugh. Erin, I would not do this. If you are my daughter whom I love, and if you are tucked away in my quiver, then will I not also cherish you even in that day, the day in which I, the archer, pull you, my sharp arrow, out of my quiver to use you for my purposes? You were not created for no purpose under heaven. If each living creature has a purpose, even insects, would you not also be greater to me than one of those? Me, forgive me, Father. I am a fool. God, no. I do not have a fool for a daughter. I am not a friend of fools. I had angered him for a moment. Acting foolishly or speaking with no understanding doesn't make a fool. Your tongue speaks foolishly. Me, Father, nothing I say can remedy my foolish tongue. Please forgive me. You have been so wonderful to me. God, Erin, I delight in you. Please do not speak of yourself this way. I set you free. When the Israelites were released, they were pursued by their enemies. The enemy even planted rabble to discourage the stragglers, the women with young children, the sick, and the elderly. Rabble reminds you of your lowly position. They stay behind and call out to you. As you are ill, they remind you that you are not healed and are still in bondage. The Exodus means freedom from slavery. You are no longer bound, I have given you your freedom. Your jubilee was your gift, you rested in me. You were released, you and your children. Now some of your enemies have dropped away. They have become discouraged because you are no longer bound to them, they cling to remnants. You have 2 more battles left. One is on paper, the other through mediation. Me, I still have 3, they haven't stopped. God, the third is no longer a battle, unless you do not want to be healed. I can reinstate this for your glory, or I can remove it for mine. What do you choose? Me, oh goodness, healing, Father, healing. God, Erin, your expectations are so low. Who am I? He laughed. Me, then Father, please heal me. I quickly spread my body out on the floor in my linen dress with my face down. God laughed with a low, pleasing chuckle. God, it is coming. Do not worry. Now, finish these battles and live free. Me, am I to die free? Will I die here? God, is this how you receive this? Erin, when you are gone, those who remain will need to call this death. I can take you up to me in any manner I choose, at any time. Does an arrow speak to the archer, or does a lump of clay speak to the potter and dictate? Me, you are right, Father, when all of us come home together, the world will think us dead. I might as well be free to them also. God, then do not behave as a bondservant. I will take care of you, Erin. I have released you. You will dine at my table and be given means to live and take care of your children at my altar. Remember what I spoke of the sparrow. Soon the snow will be gone, and spring will be here in the land of the trees. I will give you a date if you would like. You can research what this is on the 9th day, a Wednesday in September. Me, will Jesus come on this date? God, Erin, there is still time, but this is significant. There are signs. Me, it takes the glory of God to conceal a matter and the honor of kings to search it out. God, you can come to me any time. You have a key to my door. Take comfort that I am your creator, yet I call you friend, Erin. Now, trust in me to complete a good work in you. Some things seem discouraging, but quickly you will come to see me working, and you will watch and wonder at my miracles. You understand the time you are in? You understand the season. You see signs in the heavens above. Take comfort, you are loved. Me, I love you, Father. I could feel He was pleased with me. I felt such love and protection. The angel lifted me up to my feet and instantly, we were outside of God's courthouse. I noticed that we had come from a door on the east side of the building. I stood with the angel. He was remarkably handsome. Angel, Erin, soon your healing will come. Your enemies will soon be removed. There is a plan still ahead for you. You are not retired to the trees. God is about to take you like an arrow out of His quiver for His purposes. Me, will I need to move away again after settling? Angel, no, you are in the land of the trees at Heaven's Gate, under the care of angels. This doesn't change. An arrow can be reused after it pierces. Do not get in God's way. Let Him shoot. Let Him decide when. Me, yes, okay, I will. Angel, you will be victorious in all of God's battles. Just give every battle to Him. He wanted to remind you of Psalm 45. Look to Israel and pray. Study and pray for revelation about September 9th. Study Jehoshaphat's battle, which was God's battle, and his gift of victory. I was there to witness this. See also about the king's treatment of Jehoiachin after his graceful release. Was God not the orchestrator of this? Do not forget that your accounts of who God is, were a gift given to you by God because He delights in you. You have been given the gift of God, and He calls you His friend, Erin. I began to cry. Angel, He has also given you freedom. Don't live in bondage because you are comfortable there. Your healing is comfort, and God delights in your time of comfort physically. You will need to be healed for His purposes, although at times this will not feel comfortable. The angel smiled. Rejoice. Holy is He who sits on the throne forever and ever. Me, glory to God. Thank you. Just then, the dove charm in my hand sank into my palm. I felt free. Thank you, God. Thank you and bless you, Father. I love you. Dream over. Blessings.